Hello everybody, this is your host Art here, once again coming at you once again to teach you how to draw. I know AI art's out there and everything, and you probably would just use AI art to make things, but just in the off chance you want to learn how to draw, maybe I can help you. Last video I showed you how to draw the chest. Today I am going to show you how to draw arms. Now what is the arm, you say? Well, the arm is, how I describe it, a circle, cylinder, square, I guess you could say. This is obviously a bad example, but this is basically an arm. So let's actually get started on how to draw that, shall we? So for the arm, the first thing I do is I actually start from the shoulder blade, because it's a little bit easier. There's a few ways of actually doing this, so I'm going to start with the shoulder blade and the wrist for the hand. The reason I do that instead of going straight to the elbow or anything is because there's a little trick that I've been using to measure the actual length. So you take the shoulder blade, which I have right here, and the wrist of the hand. I'll just draw like a crappy hand real quick. There we go. There we go. Anyways, about halfway between the shoulder and the wrist, I make a line right about there, and that's going to show me where the elbow is. And then I just come a bit down, and then I just make a circle right here. So the elbow is. And we just connect these two circles. All these squares make a circle, right? Anyways, after that, I'll probably put some detail in the shoulder blade. I showed a little bit about that in my last video, where I do this sort of shape, which looks like I would say like a weird circular diamond shape. Again, I am not the best when it comes to these things. I don't know why I do these, but you know, maybe I can entertain just enough. Anyways, from the point of this diamond thing, the point of the shoulder blade right here is where I would then make the bicep. Bicep goes out a little bit and connects to this line right here, as like such. After that, there's going to be a small little divot line right there. And then from the wrist, you go down, make a circular shape like this. And there we go, there's the wrist. Because when the wrist, surprisingly, the wrist is fat on the inside, but straight on the outside. You just go from here, you just go straight. This is obviously a bad example, but it's the basics. I will draw a better arm as soon as I get the basics done and showing you how I do it. I messed up a little bit here. So, there we go. And then from the back. So, the back of the arm, there is a little dip for the top part of the for the top part of the arm, and then it goes straight down, which is your elbow. Now, the elbow connects right about here. And there you go, there's a basic arm. Yeah, doesn't look too bad, to be honest. But yeah, that's essentially the basic arm. Now, let me actually draw that a little bit better, just so you can see what I'm doing. So we do start with the shoulder blade. Shoulder blade is, how I describe it, a sort of like diamond shape. It's like an upside down. You can also consider like an upside down triangle. It's a little bit like a curved line on the top, but it goes into a triangle when going to the point at the bottom of it. And from that circle, there's then the bicep, which is a cylinder. I said earlier, circle, cylinder, circle, cylinder. From the bicep, then we do the elbow joint. Then let me make another cylinder, a skinnier cylinder that goes inwards, and then another circle. And I guess I'll show a little bit of the hand as well. So how I draw the hand, I make a square and a triangle attached to the square. And then you can just draw the fingers. Again, for the fingers, I just put some circles here to indicate where each joint of the finger is, and then draw said line to show fingers themselves. Anyways, now that you have your basic skeleton of the arm itself, I'll just draw that a little bit. I think I remember to do that a little bit more. Then we can put some detail in it. When drawing the arm, the bicep will always point, for the most part, towards the body. So, especially in this angle. Little body right there. Little chest area. The arm connects to the chest via the armpit. Go. Whereas the pectoral muscle. There we go. Probably learned this vocabulary art. The pectoral muscle actually connects to this part of the line right here. At least when I look at it. And that a little bit. Anyways, so because the arm is pointing downwards, the bicep is going to be pushed up. Is going to be pointing upwards. So it's essentially right about here is where the bicep is. You won't see the back part of the arm. There we go. I'll just make my vocabulary basics, just so it saves me a little bit of And there we go. That's essentially how the trapezoid connects to the shoulder, the elbow. From there, you go a little bit, just a straight line, as the elbow is a hard bone. It doesn't have any muscle there. And then you come out a little bit, like so. Making sure it's round, and you go down. There we go. That's the basic arm itself. Now we can always put some detail in there by just erasing some of the construction lines. The bicep. That right there. Sorry, not like that. Then you do stuff like this. And there you go. Bicep. Or the back of the arm. That in reverse a little bit. Because the back of the arm is going to show a little bit more of the elbow. I'm going to make my little shoulder blade right about here. But because we are actually showing the back, shoulder blade is going to be a little bit more. You're going to see the shoulder blade itself. Articulate. There we go. Surprisingly, the shoulder blade's a little bit more complex than I originally thought when I was first starting to draw. Anyway, from there, because you're seeing the back part of the arm, you'll actually see, I believe it's the trapezoid. That's the back part of the arm. I'll put the name somewhere up there. Anyways, it's the same, it's essentially the same thing a little bit. Cylinder. Sure it connects a little bit. Line's obviously going to be, this line right here is going to be gone. Cylinder, circle. Oh, hang on, let me look this up and make sure I have the right name. Yep, it's the trapezoid. Okay, I was right. Okay, so yeah, so then I'm just drawing the trapezoid part itself. The elbow connector right here. Elbow will be connected to the trapezoid itself. And this is not like a proper tutorial, it's just how I draw things. Okay, put a little bit more on the shoulder itself. There we go. A lot better. Elbow. Here. As the bicep will then connect to that part. Elbow. And then you come downward. Remember, when you're doing the wrist part of the arm, you make a something like this. It seems to work. That actually seems to work pretty well. There we go. Yeah, that works a lot. Okay. So, let's make something a little bit easier, shall we? I'll make 3 arms. maybe 2. I'll make arms. There we go. Okay, so front part of the arm, like I said. We will start with the shoulder blade. So, and we will go to the biceps, since it's the front part of the arm. Remember, circle, cylinder, circle, cylinder. You want the construction lines. Makes things a lot easier when doing this when you're actually, I guess, planning it out. Bicep will always go over top. The shoulder will always go over top of the bicep. Like so. I'll still erase some construction lines while I'm doing this, as that's what I'm comfortable doing. There you go. Shoulder, bicep, elbow, and we go to forearm, and like that. Forearm goes out and in, out and in. Then those be another circle right about here, where I make the wrist, and then we make the hand. Now, I'm terrible with hands, but in case you think I'm actually better than you, which I don't know why you would. So for the hands, make a small line. Technically, I probably draw hands differently because according to most references, the fingers have 3 sections, but I always mainly do 2. I can get away with 2. My artwork. Next video, if I make another video, next video, when I do hands, I'll probably go into more detail with hands. But, yeah, this works for basic stuff. Anyways, there's the front part of the arm. I'll remove this part. Steps like this. Separate the forearm parts like that. So, we do that. Next up, we have the back part of the arm. Circle, cylinder, circle, cylinder, circle, square, triangle. Square, triangle. Bicep. Sorry, not bicep. Base the shoulder. Trapezoid, because we are on the back side. Gonna come out a little bit. Go in. It's still a cylinder. And we have the elbow. And we have the forearm. I probably draw this a lot better than I actually teach it. This is why I'm not a teacher. It just works. It's never I taught how it worked. And that's basically the front part and the back part of the arm. When drawing the back part of the arm, remember that you'll probably see the palm. Well, technically you can see the palm of the hand as well. Which, easiest thing I can say for the hand, from this part of the triangle, you just make a curve like that and a curve like that. Palm actually connects to the thumb and pinky, at least the fatty part of the palm itself. So your pinky and thumb will always be easy to line up, I guess you could say. Draw hands better, Art. That'd probably be a good idea, Art. Oh well. The other 3 fingers are more complicated technically. The more I do this, the more I get better drawing myself. So thank you for watching and liking, sharing, and subscribing. Telling all your friends that you learned how to draw like an idiot like me. There we go. Alright, now let's do a few more arms. This one is going to be I guess you could say a flexing arm. So when drawing the arm in a different position, it's not straight. Gonna make that line right there, circle right there to show where its elbow is. Circle, cylinder, circle, cylinder. Alright, remember the back part of the arm when you're flexing your arm. The back part's more straight. Comes to the elbow, up like that. Triceps right here come out, go in, down. Bicep is going to be pushed outwards because of the arm flexing, essentially. Shoulder blade. Because we're actually doing this at an angle itself, bicep's going to be... Shoulder blade itself is actually more going to be like this, really. Shoulder blade always separates the bicep and the tricep. So if you're ever trying to get the bicep and tricep done, you'll start with the shoulder blade, and your bicep's going to be in the front, like so. Your trapezoid is going to be in the back, like so. Then you have your elbow bone. Same part comes to the form as well. And finally, the one I actually do have a little bit I struggled myself doing, but I gotta do it, and I have to do it, so you guys have to do it too. Sorry. The arm pointing upwards, because it actually affects everything else in the body. Remember what I told you in the last video about the collarbone? Well, here we go. The collarbone, like right about here. Because it's going to actually affect every other part of the body. Circle, circle, and circle, circle, cylinder, circle, cylinder, circle. Drawing in the arm going in an upward direction. Like this. There we go. And that's basically it. Yeah, for the arms. First two are a lot better than the second two, but it is what it is. So remember, for the arms, just to reiterate, the best thing I can recommend is do the basic shape first. Circle, cylinder, circle, cylinder, circle. You make the cylinder. Cylinder is a little bit more bigger on the top one. For the wrist, it's bigger when it's connecting to the circle, but thins in when it gets to the wrist itself. Make sure when you do the shoulder biceps, not the biceps, I guess deltoid. When you do the shoulder blades, make sure that it's connecting to the outside of the arm itself, because it always will separate the bicep and the tricep, so it's always going to be on the side of the arm. You're never going to see the full shoulder in a front view. I'm trying to say. Bicep. Next up, a straight line for the elbow, and it connects outwards like that. Bicep goes here. The forearm goes right about here. You make the circle for the wrist. Then a triangle and a square combination for the hand. And that's how you draw the arm. Hope you enjoyed that, and I hope that you like, share, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you for the next video next time. Peace. Have a good day.